Good morning, student. Today we are going to start with our first topic of mathematics, that is integer. Integer. Integers. I can say you know this term very well. When you count, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as like that. That time I can say you are listening integers. That means when you count or when we count something numbers like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are nothing but integer. To count in the other direction, it is -1, -2, -3, -4. You can see here -1, -2, -3, -4. These are the negative integers, which is shown by giving minus sign. I think you realize that I said -1, -2, -3, -4. Not the -1, -2, -3, -4 as like that. Minus sign we can use while doing the procedure or like subtraction between two numbers. But while writing the integers, we write here minus sign, but as per reading, while the reading, we have to read like -1, -2, -3, -4. Then what is the integer? What is the actual definition of integer? Integers are all the whole numbers and all their opposite on the negative number line including 0. We will read again. Listen carefully. Integers are all the whole numbers. Then there is a one question. Which are the whole numbers? Whole numbers are starting from 0. That means a collection of numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. These are the whole numbers. And all of their opposite on the negative number line including 0. 7 opposite -7. Okay, listen here. These are the integers. This integer, I can say it is a positive integers. While writing the positive integers, I have to show the positive sign. But it is not necessary to show the every time the positive sign. Instead of that, I can write only simply 7. The opposite of positive 7 is always -7. But while writing the negative integers, I have to write here negative sign. So actually, how can we identify the integers? Integers are numbers. They can be positive or negative. They do not have decimals. That means if anyone gives us number 1.643, is it integers? No, it is not an integer because it consists decimal. Do not have fraction. If I say 1/2 is an integer, no, it will be the wrong statement because it consists fraction. So 1/2 is not an integer. So integers are numbers, can be positive or negative, do not have decimals and do not have fraction. Okay, now we will recall something. Compare the following integers using symbols greater than, lesser than or equal to. Already in first standard, second standard, third, fourth, already we have compared the many numbers. But today we are going to compare integers. The first question is, we have to compare 9 and -12, that is positive 9 and -12. The second question is we have to compare negative 13 and negative 5. And the third one is we have to compare negative 8 and negative 18. Here are the solutions. We can see here, with the help of this sign, we have shown that 9 is greater than negative 12. Then there will be the one question, how it is possible? Actually 9 is smaller than 12. But look at carefully. Here 9 is positive integer that we can read as a positive 9. And this negative 12 is negative integer which is we will read as negative 12. That means this whole statement will be read as 9 is greater than negative 12. Then here the explanation. This 9 is positive number and which is near to the 0. And this negative 12 is far away from 0. That means the first rule while comparing the integers is the positive number is always greater than negative number. Recall it again, read carefully, listen carefully. A positive number is always greater than a negative number. Okay, so 9 is greater than negative 12. The second sum. Here is the answer. Negative 13 is less than negative 5. How we can read this statement, whole statement? Negative 13 is less than negative 5. How it is possible? Actually 13 is greater than 5, but look at carefully. Here we wrote negative 13, that means it is a negative integer. And here we wrote negative 5, which is also a negative integer. So negative 30 is farther to the left of the 0. That means it is away from the 0 as compared to negative 5. Therefore, it is less than negative 5. That means the second rule, while we comparing the two negative numbers, which one is near to the 0, that integer will be the greater. As like that, positive is always near to the 0 as compared to negative. So positive number is always greater than negative number. But while comparing the two negative numbers, which one will be the near to the 0? That integer will be the greater. So negative 5 is near to the 0 and negative 13 is far away from 0 as compared to negative 5. So negative 5 is greater than negative 13. That means negative 13 is less than negative 5. The next third is negative 8 here and negative 18. So the answer is negative 8 is greater than negative 13. We can read as negative 8 is greater than negative 18. Already we know, as per the second example, negative 8 will be closer to 0. Negative 8 is closer to 0. Therefore, negative 8 is greater than negative 18. Look at here. Negative 18 is greater than negative 18. Negative 8 is closer to 0. Therefore, it is greater than negative 18. We can recall it carefully. Again, when positive number is always greater than a negative number, because positive number is closer to 0 as compared to negative numbers. That means while comparing one positive and another negative integers, always positive integer is greater than negative integer. But when we comparing the two negative integers, the negative integer which is near to the 0 or closer to 0, that integer will be always to 0. In shortcut, we can also recall it like between two negative integers, which one is smaller it is a bigger, as like that. That means negative 13 and negative 5. As we neglect this negative sign, 13 and 5, between this 5 is less than 13. So when that, therefore if we put the negative signs, they becomes negative integers. So that negative 5 is greater than negative 13. Just remind that between two negative integers, which one will be the closer to 0, that integer will be greater. Now we are going to learn some rules, but before that we are going to study additive inverse. What is additive inverse? What is the actual definition of additive inverse? The additive inverse of a number is its mirror image on the number line. The additive inverse of negative 5 is 5, and the additive inverse of 5 is negative 5. Here we wrote the additive inverse of a number is its mirror image on the number line. If we stand in front of the mirror, we can count how much distance we have from the mirror. The same distance will carry our mirror image. As like that, look at here carefully. This is the 0. From 0, how much distance carrying this 5 number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means the from 5 distance we have this number 5. As like that, from this the distance 5 carry negative 5. As like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the distance of 5, it carry negative 5. So additive inverse of a number is its mirror image on the number line. The additive inverse of negative 5 is 5, and the additive inverse of 5 is negative 5. If a number is positive, its additive inverse is negative, and if a number is negative, then its additive inverse is positive. As like opposite numbers, the opposite number of positive number is always negative, and the opposite number of negative number is always positive. As like that, if a number is positive, its additive inverse is negative. Again, listen carefully. If a number is positive, its additive inverse is negative, and if a number is negative, its additive inverse is positive. Read carefully. I will wait for 1 minute. Okay. Again we will read. If a number is positive, its additive inverse is negative, and if a number is negative, its additive inverse is positive. Additive inverse can also be defined as what you add to a number to get 0, that is 5 plus negative 5 is equal to 0. If we add two opposite numbers, we will get answer 0. That means additive inverse also defined as what you add to a number to get 0. That means if we add additive inverse, the answer will be the 0. Again listen carefully. If we add additive inverse with each other, the answer will be the 0. 5 plus negative 5 is equal to 0. Now we are going to study some properties of integers. The first property is closure property. Closure property is carried by addition and subtraction. What is the closure property? For the addition, for any two integers a and b, a plus b is also an integer. That means if we add two integers, whatever answer will come, that answer will also be an integer. For example, negative 5 plus 3 is equal to 2, negative 2. So negative 5 is a negative integer, 3 is an 3 is a positive integer, so the answer which is negative 2 is a negative integer. That means if two integers are added with each other, the answer will be an integer. Therefore, we can say that integers are closed under addition. What about the subtraction? For any two integers a and b, a minus b is also an integer. That means if we subtract two integers, whatever answer will come, that answer will also be an integer. So negative 5 minus negative 3 is equal to negative 8. Negative 5 and negative 3 are the two negative integers, and the answer, which is negative 8, is also an negative integer. So therefore we can say that integers are closed under subtraction. So from this we can say that if we add or if we subtract two integers, the whatever answer will come, that answer will also be an integer. The next property is associative property. So what is the meaning of associative? Associative means that the grouping does not make any differences. We have to make a group while solving a problem, as like that we will get the answer, and the answer are at the both sides are same. Look at here carefully. This is the equation. This is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. Both sides having A, B and C. Both sides carrying addition. But we can see here at the left hand side we bracket A plus B, but at the right hand side we bracket B plus C. But whatever answer will come at the both side will be the same. Okay, we will see here one of the example which is based on the addition. Look at here. This is one of the equation, both side carrying 1, 2 and 3. But the left hand side we make a group of 1 plus 2, and at the right hand side we make a group of 2 plus 3. Then what will be the answer? 1 plus 2 is 3 and 3 plus 3 is 6. What will happen at the right hand side? 2 plus 3 is 5 and this 5 plus 1 is 6. That means both sides carrying the same answer. So both sides are same and this will be the equation. That means this grouping, the group of 1 plus 2 and the group of 2 plus 3 does not make any difference in answer. This is about the addition. What will happen in multiplication? Here is in this equation, on both sides, at the left hand side we make a group of multiplication of A and B, and the right hand side we make a group of multiplication of B and C. What will be the answer is will come at the both side will be the same. Look at your example. This is an equation, both carrying same integers 2, 3 and 4. Both sides carrying multiplication process, but at the left hand side we make a groupism or grouping of 2 into 3, and at the right hand side we make a grouping of 3 into 4. Okay, now orally we will discuss the answer. 2 into 3, that means 2 3s are 6, and that 6 into 4, that 6 4s are 24. The answer of the left hand side is 24. What will happen at the right hand side? We will solve for the bracket as per our BODMAS rule. 3 into 4, that means 3 4s are 12 and 12 2s are 24. That means right hand side also carry the answer 24. That means both sides having answer 24. So this grouping does not make any difference. But there is a one option or one important statement, this associative property, that means a grouping which does not make any difference. What is associative means? Associative means that grouping which does not make any difference, does not work for subtraction or division. That means this associative property work only for addition and multiplication, does not work for subtraction or division. Just read it carefully. I will wait. The next property is cumulative property of addition and multiplication. What is cumulative? In cumulative property, we are going to change the order. Look at here, cumulative property of addition. Changing the order of the addendums does not change the sum. Here the example, 3 plus 5 is 8 and 5 plus 3 is 8. There are two numbers, 3 and 5. At the left hand side we add 3 plus 5, but at the right hand side we add 5 plus 3. That means we change the order of that integers or of the addendums, but does not change the answer. What is cumulative property of multiplication? As like addition, changing the order of the factors does not change the product. Look at here, while adding we use the word addendums, and while multiplication we use the word factors. For example, 3 into 2, that means 3 2s are 6, and at the right hand side 2 into 3, that means 2 3s are 6. That means we change the order of the factor, but answer does not get changed. This is the cumulative property. In short, we can say in the cumulative property, if we change the order of the attendants while addition, and if we change the order of the factors while multiplication, does not change the sum or does not change the product. These properties are very easy. If you read again, you can understand it very well. Okay, now we are going to multiply the integers. So what is the multiplying integers rule? Already we have studied there are the two types of integers, positive and negative. So always we are multiplying different types of integers with each other. There are the 4 rules. If we multiply the positive integer with positive integer, we get the answer positive integer. If we multiply negative integer with negative integer, we get the answer positive integer. That means from these two rules, if we can say, if we multiplied integers which having same signs, listen carefully, huh? I can say if we multiply integers which carry same sign, positive positive, negative negative, the answer will always positive. That means if we multiply two positive integers, if we multiply two negative integers with each other, the answer will always positive integer. And the third and fourth rule, if we multiply integers which carry different signs, that means if we multiply positive integer with negative integer, if we multiply negative integer with positive integer, that integers which carry opposite signs, the answer will always negative integers. Listen carefully. Again, if we multiply integers which carry same sign, if we multiply integers which carry same sign, the answer always positive integer. That means the answer is always carry positive sign. And the next rule is, if we multiply the integers which carry different sign, that means one will be the positive and one will be the negative, the answer will carry always negative sign. These are the multiplying integers rule, which is very important to solve the sum in 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, in your whole life, because there are the small calculations which are very depends upon this multiplying integers rule or addition or subtraction integer rules which you have already studied in 5th and 6th standard. Again, if we multiply integers with same sign, we get the answer positive integers. If we multiply the integers having or carrying opposite sign, we will get the answer negative integers. So the next one, we will study it by some examples. 2 into 2 is equal to 4. This 2 and this 2 both are the positive integers, so the answer is also positive integers. Negative 2 into negative 2 is equal to 4. Again, this negative and this is also negative integer, that means both are negative integers, but we get the answer positive integers. That means if both are positive, the answer will be the positive integer. If both are negative integers, the answer also be positive integer. But what will happen if the two opposite integers are two integers which carrying opposite signs? If one is the positive integer and one is the negative integer, the answer will be the negative integers. That means while multiplication, if both integers are carrying opposite signs, the answer will always negative integer. Here are the some examples. 2 into negative 3 is equal to negative 6. 2 3s are 6, but 2 is a positive and 3 is a negative. Again, the opposite integers, so answer is carry negative sign. 2 into 4 is equal to negative 8. 2 4s are 8, but one is negative integer and the other is positive integer, so opposite integers are carry negative carry the negative integer as an example. These negative signs carry negative sign as an example. For example, again the important thing is, if we multiplied negative or any positive integer with 0, the answer will always 0. There is a one magic of 0 that we will study it afterwards. Okay, so we are going to the next. For the next example, negative 3 into negative 2. Negative 3 is a negative integer which carry negative sign. Negative 2 is a negative integer which carry negative sign. That means both integers carrying the same signs. So the answer is positive, which is 6. That means if both integers carry same sign, the answer is always positive. If both integers carry opposite signs, the answer is always negative. These are the very easy rules, but you have to recall it daily for some times. That means you can use them in while solving a problem very easily. In the last point, we have product the two negative numbers. Now we are going to study about the product of 3 or more negative numbers. If the number of negative integers in a product is even, then the product is positive integer. If the number of negative integers in a product is odd, then the product is negative integer. Look at here carefully. Okay, if the number of negative integer in a product is even, then the product is positive integer. Look at here some first example. Negative 9 into negative 5 into negative 6 into negative 3 is equal to 45 into 18 is equal to 810. While writing this sum, just look at carefully. All are negative integers, but while writing the negative integers, we have to put them in a bracket. That means while solving a problem, we can solve it carefully and we can solve it easily, because it is very important for the paper presentation while solving a sum in a paper. Negative 9 and negative 5. 9 5s are 45, but both are carrying the same sign, so the answer will carry positive sign. So look at here 45. 6 3s are 18, but both are carry negative sign. That means both are negative integers, so the 18 will carry the positive sign. And 45 into 18, if we calculate, the answer will get the 810. But as per the rule, we can here count that there are the 4 negative integers. The first one is negative 9, second is negative 5, third is negative 6, and fourth is negative 3. 4 negative integers, and 4 is a even number. So if the negative numbers in a product is even, that means 4 is an even number and 4 negative integers are there which are multiplying with each other, then the product is positive integer. So the answer, the final answer is positive. But what will happen if it is not an even? The second rule is, if the number of negative integer in a product is odd, then the product is negative integer. Look at here, negative 9 into negative 5 into 6 and into negative 3 is equal to 45 into negative 18 is equal to negative 810. Again, you can see here all the negative integers are put in a bracket. That means it is very important while solving a problem, we have to put the negative integers in bracket. Now, negative 9 and negative 5 both are negative integers, so the answer will carry positive sign. So 9 5 is 45, so it is a positive 5. 6 3s are 18, but 6 is a positive integer and 3 is a negative integer. That means both carrying opposite signs, so the answer is negative 18. When we multiplied 45 and 18, 45 carry the positive sign because it is a positive integer, and 18 carry is negative sign because it is a negative integer. That means both signs are opposite. So while solving this multiplication, the answer will carry the negative signs. Here are the 3 negative integers, that is first one is negative 9, second one is negative 5 and third is negative 3. There are the 3 negative integers and 3 is an odd number. So if the number of negative integers in a product is odd, which is 3 in this example, then the product is negative integer. So the final answer, the product is negative. So you can recall it again. If the number of negative integers in a product is even, then the product is positive integer, and if the number of negative integers in product is odd, then the product is negative integer. Closure under multiplication. As like the closure property of the addition, there is also a closure under multiplication. Look at here, negative 20 and negative 5 both are negative integers and carrying the same sign, so answer is the positive 100. As like the addition, if two integers, if we add the two integers, the answer will be an integer. As like that, if we multiply two integers with each other, the product is an integer. Multiplication by 0, in general for any integer, if we integer multiplied by 0, the answer will be always 0. That means a into 0 is equal to 0 into a. That means if we multiplied integer, integer is multiplied by 0, if 0 is multiplied by integer, the answer will always 0. Here is the multiplying 0. Here is the magic of 0, because 0 takes it all. In this picture, you can see this is a one wizard which is going to eat all, which is a 0. The name of this wizard is 0. 0 is a selfish. Whenever something is multiplied by 0, 0 is selfish. So because of that, it takes the answer. Here we can see 0 into 0 is 0, 1 into 0 is 0, 2 into 0 is 0, as like that 6 into 0 is 0, 7 into 0 is 0, 8 into 0 is 0. That means any integer if we multiplied by 0, 0 takes it all, because it takes the answer. So always answer will be the 0. Again, in another way we can say that if 0 is multiplied by any number, that means 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 4 is 0, 0 into 7 is 0, 0 into 9 is 0, 0 into 13 is 0. As like that, if 0 is multiplied by any integer, it will be the 0. The next, associative property of multiplication. The property of that states the way in which factors are grouped does not change the product. It also called the grouping property of multiplication. Already we have studied. Look at here. In associative property, associative means that grouping does not make any difference. In multiplication, if we group any numbers and carry the multiplication sign, the answer will be the same. As like that, here is also the property that states the way in which factors are grouped does not change the product. It also called a grouping property of multiplication. If we in the both side 2, 3 and 4 are the integers which are multiplied with each other, but at the left hand side we grouped 2 and 3 and 2 multiplied by 3, that is, and at the right hand side we group the 3 into 4. 2 3s are 6 and 6 4s are 24. Here 3 4s are 12 and 12 2s are 24. That means both sides carry same answer. But while solving a problem, we have to use, or we have to go by step, so we have to use the distributive law. What is the distributive law, or how we can use this distributive law? So we are going to explain this distributive law with one of the example, that is 2 in bracket 4 plus 3. You can see here this 2 is multiplied by 4 because between 2 and 4 there is nothing, there is no any sign or no any procedure sign which is addition, division, subtraction. But if it is not there, that means there is a multiplication sign. 2 into 4, look at here, 2 into 4, this plus I will stand here exactly, and again this 2 into 3, here 2 into 3, that means 2 into 4 is 8 and 2 into 3 is 6, so 8, here what will be the answer? 2 4s are 8 and 2 3s are 6, and here will be the answer 2 8s, 8 plus 6 is 14. Okay, so 2 is the outside the bracket, 2 is the outside the bracket multiplied onto everything that is inside the bracket. Again we will recall it. 2 into 4 plus 3, 2 is multiplied by 4 plus 2 is multiplied by 3, 2 4s are 8 and 2 3s are 6, and 8 plus 6 is equal to 14. So 2 is outside the bracket, is multiplied on everything that is inside the bracket. This is about all the multiplication, but how we can divide the integers? The rules are same. In the negative sign, in the multiplication, we already studied, if both integers carry same sign, the answer will be the positive integer, and if both integers carry negative or opposite signs, the answer is negative. So here negative 8 divided by 4, negative is 8 is a negative integer, 4 is a positive integer, 4 2s are 8, so answer is 2, but carrying opposite sign, so answer is negative integer. Negative 3 divided by negative 6, this is very important. Very important. Negative 3 by negative 6. So we can write this negative 3 upon negative 6. Both these are negative integers, that means carry same sign, so answer will be the positive. But how we can divide 6? How we can divide 3 by 6? Because in the table of 6 we cannot count the 3. So 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, so answer will be the 1 by 2. But already in the in the first point we have studied the number which carry the fraction or which having the fraction, it is not an integer. That means while divide the integers, the answer is not always an integer, as like that addition, subtraction and multiplication. If both integers are of or both numbers are integers, then answer always be integer. But in the division, if both numbers are integer, the answer is not always an integer. Instead of 1 on 2, we can write here half, that means 0.5. So 0.5 is also carrying a decimal point, which is also not an integer. Here are the some example. You can solve it or you can read it carefully. Try to understand yourself. If there is if there are any queries, you can write in comment box. I will answer it, but try to understand yourself. You can pause this video and you can try to understand this video. Okay, again the magic of 0. We can't divide by 0. Okay, how, why? There are many questions about the 0, because answer is very easy, because there is no any table of 0, because 0 ones are 0, 0 twos are 0, 0 threes are 0. Always answer will be the 0. Dividing by 0 has no meaning. It is undefined in mathematics. That means 30 by 0. There is no table of 0, so we cannot divide by 0 to any integer. So answer is undefined. Listen carefully, look at carefully. We have to write the answer always undefined. If we wrote here 0, the answer will be the wrong, because there is no any table of 0, so we cannot divide by 0. So answer is always undefined, or instead of that you can draw wrong marking. But by as compared, the writing of undefined is very good. So 30 upon 0 is undefined, as like that 5 upon 0 is undefined. That means if we we cannot divide by 0. Here are the some main important aspects or main important points in the topic of integer. Already we have discussed all the points in integer topics, but in deeply or again we are going to practice it by solving exercise. Look this or look this video, or try to understand this integer topic as per your understanding. Listen it carefully 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, as you can, as you may, as much you have, but try to understand it. See this video, listen this video carefully many times. Try to solve all the examples which we have explained in this video. If you have any queries, you can ask me. I will give it your answer, and we will again recall all these points by solving an exercise. So wait for our next exercise. Till then, bye.